Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Morning Hustles. The dude who's living his best life right now, man. He got one of the hottest albums in the street and definitely the hottest record on the radio right now. Make some noise one time for the homie Russ!
Thank you.
You forgot that he's a Love and Hip Hop fan as well.
Okay, I remember now. Because you had different hair.
Yeah, I did have different hair.
Yeah, okay.
So we're just finding out that you're a fan of Love and Hip Hop.
Well, I don't know. Sure. Potential spam.
Used to.
Yeah.
Maybe the old Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah, for sure. I remember definitely watching like the Stevie J's. And
Yeah.
that whole thing.
What do you do for fun?
I really make music for fun.
Yeah.
That's why I think I live like a pretty wild life because it's like this is what I would do anyway. You know?
Yeah, and it definitely shows because even when you look at your discography, you've pumped out a lot of albums in a short amount of time. Like, you know, when you think back on your first record or the first song that you recorded compared to where you at with it right now, you know, do you find it hard to listen to?
You know what's really fucking annoying is that I just sent it to one of my friends yesterday or 2 days ago. The fans, which like I appreciate. This is an interesting little story. Mm-hmm. So like I got tagged, and this happens like sometimes. But like a fan will tag me in like a super old song and be like, "This is your best song ever." And so a fan tagged me in a song off my first project ever, which is like literally my first 8 songs ever recorded. They're like, "This is your best shit ever. Don't at me." And I'm like, how fucking dare you? You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, as artists, you feel like your best shit is obviously your newest. So it's like, how are you gonna like? So you're trying to tell me that I have not gotten better in 10 years? I will fight you.
Yo, but Russ,
no, I know, but it's but I understand like a fan being like, nah, it's my favorite shit. I get it.
Yo, and your confidence levels are a million, which I think is great. But if you had to, in your personal opinion, Vamonos, your worst song out of your personal catalog, what song would you kill? Like, just scrub it from history.
No one's ever asked me. That's a great question. Scrub it from history. I couldn't scrub it from history, but I always have. There's a song like amongst my friend group that I always just shit on of mine. Like I use it as a just pathetic example. It's called Juice and Sauce, but it's really not bad. But it's like it just is whatever. It was like part of the SoundCloud era.
Okay.
Yeah, but whatever.
Well, I want to get into something a little more juicier, right? Okay. So I was online the other day, and I love Doja Cat. Yeah. Got to hang out with her a few times, and she's really fun. Yeah. But she said she wanted to fuck you.
I mean, you shouted out big on that. You shouted her out big on the album. Like that was a glowing endorsement.
Yeah,
Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard. I was in the live when that was happening. So
okay.
I was taken
aback. I did see you comment. Yes.
Yeah. That's awesome. She looks great.
She really does.
And I think she's really like me and her, we've had communication for like a couple years, just like showing love and whatever back and forth. But I think she's like such a superstar and super talented.
She's really dope.
She's really dope. It's funny. I have a couple songs that I've like made that I've sampled her. They're not out, but like I've sampled her, and I've always just been like a really big fan. She's like, in my opinion, was really slept on, and now she's finally getting,
Right. I thought she had a boyfriend, but when she said that, I was like, well, maybe she might have a new boyfriend. Would you consider dating her?
I've never even met her. I don't know. She's
for real?
Yeah, I've never met her. She's really cool though. She looks super good. So
I would have never known.
That would be like a cool show to do, where like like you link up other artists who probably should hook up. Like it's like hip hop matchmaker.
Right.
Yo, because. No shade to a dude, but I feel like you would be an upgrade from what she has going on right now. And like,
that sounds like shade.
Yo, the music would be fire though too.
No, she's fire. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm always really attracted to talent. Like she's really, really actually dope.
So what happens when you go in the studio with someone that's like Bia?
Right.
So you said attractive. You're attracted to talent. Obviously, she's talented, and y'all have some records together. And it's a big record you have right now. So do you ever like go from being like, all right, you're a dope artist, to being like, well, so you know what you're doing later?
Nah. I mean, you can kind of tell instantly, like if that's even the energy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, when we did Best on Earth, it was me and like 8 of my homies and her, and that wasn't even my agenda. My agenda was to make a song. You feel me? So. No, I mean, Bia looks great, too, and is super talented.
Sometimes that's the lure, and like, yo, we should do a song together.
Nah, like, we really, she's coming on tour. She's super talented.
Right.
I have a lot of respect for Bia. She's dope.
Yeah, and like, the music always seemed like it was there. And now with Best on Earth, you're now in the space where like a lot of your fans, you know, myself included, always felt like, you know, you should have been occupied. Right. And you always spoke to the fact like, yo, y'all should have been playing my shit. You guys are late. Right. You know what I mean? How does it feel to finally get that thing? Because like the thrill is always the chase, they say.
Yeah. I'm actually like, I'm very happy with how it went. Because I'm like, man, I caught my biggest song of my career now, which is better than catching it 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Like, Losing Control was really big for me, but to catch Best on Earth is going to pass Losing Control. And so it's like to catch your biggest, it's always better to catch your biggest song in your career as recent as possible. Right. You feel me? Because then it just gives you an extra life. It's like, okay, you can be here for another year now. And then you drop another one, it's like, okay, another year. And then you just, I always say like a career is just a bunch of compounded moments, you know? And so it's just about compounding moments over and over again. So Best on Earth is a moment until the next one happens.
Another thing I noticed about you is that your music is very versatile. Like, you'll go from spitting some hot shit to singing.
I appreciate that.
You know, and I think with nowadays, a lot of artists, not only do they sound like each other, but they'll make the same song over and over. Sure. And it'll go, you know, sometimes, but then it gets tiring. How do you get yourself in that space where you can just go from doing a love song to spitting hard bars?
I've always, it was the type of music I love listening to, you know? I grew up on Eminem and 50 and then Kanye and Drake, Cole, Nipsey, but I don't know, I just like a wide range of music, and I think, you know, producing it, a lot of it myself also helps. So, you know, as a human being, you're not always feeling like you're trying to chomp somebody's head off.
Right.
And you're not always feeling like I'm trying to make a love song. But a lot of times, if you don't produce your own music, you're at the mercy of whatever the producer sends you.
Right.
You feel me? So with me, it was always like, okay, well, if I feel like making a love song, I'll just go make Losing Control. You know what I'm saying? If I feel like rapping some crazy shit, I'll go make this. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think it's easy because there's not a lot of interruption between the thought to the execution of the idea, you know.
Now, are you one of those artists who has to truly be going through something to really get the best creative stuff out of you?
I was never great at being able to like look at the guy at Chevron on the sidewalk and write the story about it. Right. Like, you know what I'm saying? And also like doesn't do anything for me. Right. Like, and a lot of this it's therapeutic, so I have to be going through it. And a lot of times, you know, it's a little like too honest because I'll get texts from like, oh, so that's how you really feel? It's like, yeah.
Well, you know, the dope thing on this album, you did embrace, you know, what I like to call sometimes people's inner wrestler, you know, the record asshole. Like, you know, something that I'm sure you've heard people say about you time and time again, and you're like, I'll be all that. Right. Fuck you all. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know. So what made you finally be like, all right, fuck it,
Because I don't think it's that bad to be an asshole. I think a lot of people are just like fake and nice.
Yes.
And it's like, to me, I think you can get called an asshole for just being honest. And I think a lot of times I've been honest, and my how I say things has been like harsh, and that can come off like you're an asshole. But at the same time, it's like, I mean, people are grown. Like, get a backbone. You feel me? Like, you got a mortgage and kids and shit, and you're offended by how somebody said something? Like, really?
Yeah. It seems like
it's not like I'm saying something fucked up. Like, listen to the message.
You know? Yo, like, I mean, two things that people flagged on you. Like, you know, everybody wants to always be in the popular flow of opinion, and they hate to veer against that. When you said what you said about how, like, these producers are making artists lazy because like, they're making the same kind of sound. And even the comment that you said about, you know, how many Xans you got to take. Right. But our culture is so drug driven and it's fucked up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why are we celebrating all of this, like, this low vibrational energy, you know, that are coming from these artists? Because, like, we're creating endless cycles of just ruined people. Like, people whose brains will never get back to the state that they were because of the drugs that we celebrate people taking.
And what you got to really think about, what I've talked about it in a song, is, like, you got to think about the kids who are influenced to do those hard drugs and abuse them, who OD, who don't get articles written about them because they're not famous. You know? Like, that's, you know, I don't know. To me, that's crazy to me. Like, the amount of kids doing Xanax and lean and all that type of shit because they heard it in a rap song is kind of nuts. And that's who I was really talking about with that T-shirt and everything. I wasn't talking about kids who have PTSD from fucked up, backgrounds and should really seek help and all these things. It's really about the kids who have no business doing the shit in the first place. You're doing it because you heard it in a song, etc. And it's fucked up. Like, I had friends who ended up going down that path because of it was the thing to do, and it's like, and now their life is fucking ruined, you know? And it's like all because what? For the sake of like being cool and fitting in. Mm-hmm. And once again, it's like, if I'm not talking to you, then I'm not talking to you.
Yeah.
Like, if that shoe doesn't fit your foot, then stop trying to put it on. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're not who I'm talking about, then why are you getting offended? I'm talking about a very specific group of kids who do the shit because they hear it in a song and because they think it's cool. That's who I'm talking about. If that doesn't apply to you, then shut the fuck up.
Why do you think people get so offended by certain things you say?
Because they're fucking guilty.
Yeah.
Because they're guilty. Because if it didn't fucking have anything to do with you, then why are you getting offended?
Right.
It's really bizarre to me. I don't know. You tell on yourself when you get offended. Like, why are you offended? I wasn't even talking about you, but maybe I was now.
Yeah, hit dog will holler, they say, right?
Absolutely. Have that in a song.
One song that really hit me was your joint Mama. And you was like,
that's my shit.
My mama Instagram account looked like the
Travel
Channel.
Yeah.
Like, how fly is it to be able, it's a visual flex, and then it's just something that we all aspire to do, man.
Yeah, I just think, that's the best to me. And it's like, I always weigh the balance of like, okay, do I want, $4 million extra in my bank account just so I could say I have $4 million extra and I could see it on the screen, or do I want the memories of what that money buys? Right. So I look at my life a lot of times and I'm like, I could have more money in my account if I just didn't take my mom and all my friends around the world, or if I didn't go buy my mom a house. But it's like, but then what? Like, what the fuck are you gonna do? After a while, what are you looking at the screen for? Like, what does that do for you?
Speaking of buying a house, I see you post your house a lot. It looks beautiful.
Thank
the
you.
Pool, you got the basketball court, the golfing going on.
Yeah.
Did you just recently purchase your home?
I bought it December 2017, and I didn't sleep in it till January 2019.
Why?
Touring, and I was just customizing it the whole time.
It looks really good.
I gotta check.
It was a lot of work.
Are you doing your own lawn work?
No, he's not doing that. You can tell.
I do little to nothing.
It looks like he just. How's your golfing skills? Because they look like they were up, and they say they make a lot of good deals on the golf.
Yeah,
course.
I think I'm just a natural. Honestly.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I don't golf. I've golfed less than 10 times in my life.
For real? No, I swear to God, when he was like his whole form, I was like, okay, he's done this.
You know what's funny? Some professional golf instructor DM me and was like, "Looks great, bro. Just want to give you some tips." I was like, okay. I was like, bro, I've golfed less than 10. I've played less than 10 rounds of golf in my life ever, probably less.
Including putt-putt?
No, not including putt-putt. Putt-putt I've maybe done 3 times.
What's putt-putt?
It's like just go and
miniature golf.
Miniature
like
golf.
Obstacle course.
Yeah. I've done that. I ain't do no. I did top golf once and I quit. I was like, this is too hard.
Yeah. It's intense.
So what is Russ afraid of, if anything? Like, what's your biggest fear?
People around me dying, for sure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you taken a lot of losses in that department?
No, thankfully, no. Not a lot, no. Probably that and me just never reaching my expectation of myself. Those two, for sure.
And I think with a lot of young artists dying nowadays over dumb situations, whether it's, people being jealous and doing whatever, I think death has to come across.
It's crazy. I'm not worried about dying. Me personally, I'm really not. Because of the space that I'm in, I know, at the end of the day, shit, if that's gonna, it sounds fucked up, but if I don't reach my full potential and expectations while I'm here, I know when I die, it's a wrap. As far as it's gonna go through the roof. So I'm not really worried about it because I've left something behind and I know it's gonna be crazy. So I'm more so worried about other people dying and them not getting to do their thing and the whole shit. Because I've done my thing. I'm still doing it. I still got stuff to do, but I don't know. It takes, some people don't ever even get to this point.
Right.
Their whole life. So I don't know.
Well, you're at that magical age of 27. There's so many notable people that have like checked
trying
out.
to get over the hump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you think about like just the fact that you're trying to oversee and make sure the well-being of everybody is together. You got sometimes people get that what they call survivor's remorse.
Yeah.
Like
survivor's guilt.
you're the one who made it, so like let me make sure everybody has a good time. What is the minimal amount that people hit you up for money?
Nah, people don't hit me for money.
For real?
Yeah, nah, cause like if you hit me for money, I mean in DMs, but no one who has my number really, unless it's like something serious, which then it's like cool. But people don't just hit me for like. Yo,
oh, that's great.
Good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have my number.
Oh, that's why.
yeah.
How can they do it without it?
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
Well, do you feel like sometimes you may be underrated because you are in hip hop and you are white? And that's not nothing that we're not can't see, you know what I mean? So do you feel like sometimes it's an advantage and sometimes it's a disadvantage?
Yeah, I think it has its pros and cons, but like I can't sit here and complain about being white. That sounds insane.
Yeah.
But yeah, it has its pros and cons. Like I think I have innately maybe a more global appeal. So then it's like, I would go to Belgium and do 12,000 people. I'm sure a lot of that is because they maybe see themselves in me. And then on the flip side, I think, the hip hop scene is more reluctant to accept, white people infiltrating because they should be. Because white people steal shit from black culture. So they should be. So I'm not mad at that at all.
Well, you definitely seem like you put in the work, did the hours, man. He get ready to drag you away, man.
Yeah.
Well, we glad you was able to pull up on us,
That
man.
was good, though.
Yo, the album Shake the Snow Globe is out right now.
Touring too, right?
Yes, the tour this summer. Bia, Boogus, and Benny the Butcher.
That's gonna be a
fire.
repugnant tour, man.
You gonna be in Atlanta?
Yeah, that's the last date, June 26th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marking the calendars now.
Yeah, we pulling up.
And that thing, man. So, yo, if you ain't following the homie, where can they go?
At Russ on Instagram. And just Google me.
That's where you ask him for money.
Yeah.
His Cash App is. Yo, one time for Russ, y'all.
We are the morning hustle.